So I'm glad you're here. It is, what is today? Is today the 20, oh, it's the 27th. It's 2 days after Christmas. Oh my goodness. Yeah, oh boy. So it's taking a hot minute to go live on YouTube. I hope everybody's doing good. I have my hot coffee here. It says I'm live. There's Nancy. There's Teresa. Hi, guys. There we go. Hi, Anime. Hi, everybody. Good morning. Good morning. I said I had my hot coffee, so all is good in the world. All right, so what we're making today, hi Tina. This is what we're making today, the Trio Sling backpack by Kandou. This just came out a month or so ago, maybe a little more. Honestly, I don't know for sure, but it was a 2025 release in the last few months. You can make it into a backpack or you can make it into a sling. We're making it into a sling. And that's what we're doing. We're doing it out of 3 different fabrics for the front. One is this gorgeous oil painted flowers from Your Vinyl Source. I did already put my tag on the front. And then my lining is going to be bonded Luxe Nylon. Or I think this is Theratex from Fabric Therapy. And the top accent piece is going to be Kaya from Indo Love Creation, which she's discontinuing. She can't get it anymore, I guess. And then just another accent is this Croc by Tulipy. Pink. I think it's called, what's it called? I asked that yesterday and now I can't remember. Hi, Jeannie. Hi, Valerie. Hi, Rebecca, Livia. Hi, guys. Hi, Joni, Judy. Hi, everybody. Hi, Mary Kelly. You're in Cocoa, Florida. Oh, my. Well, welcome, Mary Kelly. All right. So what we're going to do first is a couple things I've already done. I cut my strap, and I did put a little piece of the vinyl on the end. This end will be sewn in, so you won't see it, but I always like to cover the raw edges with something. I don't like doubling it. It just gets too thick. I used to do that, and there's nothing wrong with that. Then I made my 1.5 inch D-ring or square ring connector and 2 tiny little D-rings. Hi, Kathy. Hi, Donna. Staging master. Oh, yes, Angel. Hi, Angel. I love it. I love it. All right, so let's get started. There's my friend Mona and Karen from Holland. Hi, Karen. All right, so the first thing I did was we're going to do the front piece with the zipper. So I did mark where my zipper goes. Let me pull you in so you can see a little bit more. Let's see how I do this here. Let's see how that is. Is that better? Yeah. So I just made that little box, and I've attached my lining and my right side together, and we're just going to stitch around that box. Now, I am going to decrease my stitch length to about a 3.5, just around this box. Remind me, Nancy, to increase it back. One more tiny little stitch. Perfect. Okay. right. I'm going to increase my stitch length again. I was thinking about it, so I better do it now. To about a 4.5. Yeah. All right, then we're going to trim this. Hi, Kelly. You're from Jupiter. Oh my gosh. Just across the pond, as they say. Just across the pond. No pond, but, you know. Then let's trim all this, and I'm trimming it to about a 1/4 inch. Okay. Then we're going to trim into the, cut into the corner without cutting our threads, but get a good close cut. Then I am going to use some double-sided tape because this bonded nylon, you can't really, it won't stay when you iron it at all. So, not even worth trying, I'm just saying. Okay. So let's fold that down. And fold that in. Perfect. And I might just put a few clips here. I don't get all worried if a tiny bit of my lining shows. I know there are some people that that drives them crazy. That is not one of the things that drives me crazy, which is shocking. Mixing my clips drives me crazy. I know. It's weird. Okay. Hi, Kay. Velveteen vinyl, you really need to. It's so pretty and easy to sew. I have not tried that. What have you made with it, Donna? Just curious. Okay, so that's what you should have. Now we're going to grab our zipper. And you want the zipper going up. And I did put a little piece of tape here. I don't know how helpful that's going to be. We'll see. I am using gunmetal hardware today from my website. I now sell gunmetal, which I absolutely love, actually. Let's get that on there nice and even. Evenly spaced. I have a little extra zipper over here. And then we'll just sew around that. This is a little bit low over here. Let me fix that. There we go. Okay. Now we're just going to sew down and across and back up. I am using kind of a maroon Tech 70. zipper out of the way. And I am using up a bobbin, so we'll see how far we get. All right, that looks good. Okay. Now I have a little extra zipper tape over here, so we're going to cut that off. And there's not enough to worry about over here, but since I cut that, let's burn that. I might as well burn this one too. Okay, love it. Hi, Debbie. This floral, you guys, oil painted. It's really beautiful, I have to say. I really like it. All right, now let's grab our other lining piece and we're going to lay that right on top and just sew across the zipper tape. This is a fairly, she calls it an intermediate, but, you know, as I always say, anybody can do it, but it's a fairly straightforward pattern. You just want to make sure that those two pieces are right sides together. And she does have, we're just going to base that 1/8 of an inch. She does have seam allowances all the way through the pattern, so you don't really have to guess because it's right on each step, which I think is helpful unless it's exactly the same all the way through. Okay. Yeah, she does have a velvet. She used to. I've never tried it. I'm not a huge velvet fan. I should probably give it a try, but we'll see. All right, now take your side piece, which is the lower left front piece, and we're going to lay that right on top and clip that on and sew that together at the seam allowance. Hi Marie from South Africa, welcome. I'm so glad you're here. I'm glad everybody's here. I have to have a sip of coffee, you guys. I had 1 cup of coffee this morning, but I didn't really get to finish it, so I'm just gonna finish that one. All right, here we go. 1/4 inch seam allowance. I do not have my zipper foot on. I may put my zipper foot on for adding the zipper gusset. We'll see. I probably will. All right. Oh my gosh, this is going to be so pretty. Okay, now we're going to turn that and top stitch on the side piece. Let me see. Yep. With that seam allowance going down. Or under here. Now, she does tell you to trim these corners, which is a really good idea. There's not much to trim because we used a 1/4 inch seam allowance, so, but every little bit helps. Oh my goodness, that looks so good. So that's what you have so far. Love it. Now we're going to grab our top piece, which is the upper front. And for that one, I'm using this Kaya. I'm pretty sure this is Kaya. And we're going to lay that right side down. And sew that together. Let me see what the seam allowance is. A little bigger seam allowance. Interesting. Okay. Three-eighths for this one. All right, and then we're going to fold that up and top stitch on the top. So you can kind of see the shape of the bag now. And this is really a scrap buster, this front. I mean, if you have fairly decent size scraps, they don't have to be huge, but okay, so there you go. Isn't that pretty? I love it. All right, now we're going to add our fusible fleece. Let me make sure that it's at all my seam allowances. Yeah. It needs a little bit of a trim over here. Let's see if that's enough. Yep, that's pretty good. Yep, there's a little hangover here. Just cut that off. And let's add our... You know, before I do anything else, I'm going to baste this pocket on. I don't want it moving while I put my self-adhesive fleece on there. 1/8 of an inch. I'm just going to baste it so it doesn't move. There we go. Did I catch it? Yes, I did. Okay, let's put this on. Hi, Sylvia from Austria. One of my favorite places in the entire world. Austria. There's my friend Lori. Hi, Lori. Lori, you sitting having a cup of coffee? All right, let's add this out of our seams the best we can. Perfect. It really isn't required to add. It depends on how you like your bags, whether you like them to have a little firmness. You see that? It's just a little bit. Without that, it would be pretty floppy. That actually looks very good. I like it. All right, so we're going to set that aside for just a minute. Let me get all my pieces together here. And let me grab the front panel lining. So I need my front lining piece. And I don't think I need, and my zipper, my front zipper, front interior zipper. Okay. Let's add the, oh, this is my front interior zipper. I said I was going to do a, oops, I didn't go on Do Not Disturb. Hold on. Oh, sorry. There we go. I said I was going to do a zipper overlay. I'll just do it like the pattern. I don't prefer to do zippers this way, but we're going to do it just like the pattern. So this is 3/4. I'm going to make my hole here. You know, when you start doing overlays, zipper overlays, it really kind of ruins you for doing this type of zipper. If you're not experienced and you haven't tried a zipper overlay, and I just cut mine out by hand most of the time. It's so worth it. Okay, I'm just marking my little hole here. We're going to grab our lining piece. Put these over here. And we're going to put this, oh my goodness, I didn't mark my center. Hold on. Hold, please. Start to mark the center on both this, up and top and bottom. Okay. Then we're going to lay this, what it tells you to in the pattern. The top of this, centered right there. And then we're going to sew around our box. Hi, Colleen. Yeah, I know. You get really spoiled to the point where I don't like doing this, but we will do it today since that's what the pattern calls for. And I failed to cut out my zipper over there. I knew there was something else I needed to do this morning when I came in here, and I'm like, what did I say I was going to do? And I promptly didn't remember that. It's okay. This is fine. I do have a couple dies for zipper overlays that I do on my scan and cut, which, my 410 press, which I really like too. I've done them on my scan and cut as well. All right. Now, let's cut that out. What is Sandra saying? He was working on putting our newest Reno. I'm not sure what that means, Sandra. Are you talking about your husband? I'm guessing that's who you're talking about. Now we're just cutting in as close as we can get without cutting our thread. Okay, and then I'm going to put some tape here. Again, because this fabric doesn't iron and it won't stay nice and flat. So just going to put some tape there. Oh, he hasn't made your coffee yet. Gosh. Oh, I love it. Okay. Let's pull that through to the back. And push that on our tape. Perfect. Take the tape off here. Now, if you're using cotton quilting, this is so much easier because you can iron it nice and flat. This, you can iron bonded luxe nylon, but it won't stay. It doesn't stay nice and flat, so I just use some tape. Let's put just a tiny piece of tape on each corner as well. See if that helps us. Yep. Perfect. Okay. Perfect. There we go. All right, now let's grab our other zipper. I already cut my zippers. And grab our zipper hole. I'm just looking at comments. Yeah, I don't like this kind of zipper. I mean, if you can do the zipper overlay, it's just so much nicer. Oh, that didn't get on there even. Hold on, please. There's really no comparison to how nice it looks, too. All right, let's add some tape. Yeah. This gunmetal hardware and gunmetal zipper tape. So nice. All right, now this one I want opening and closing to the left. Opening to the right, closing to the left. You think it's because it's wrinkle resistant? Yeah, that's probably true. I like it as a lining, but I don't like it because you can't iron it. That's the only thing. Other than that, I love it actually. So, not complaining. Plenty other things in the world to complain about. This isn't one of them. Okay, let's just get that on there as nice and even as we can. That looks pretty good. Okay, let's sew around that. all the way around. Let's do it from this side, Barb. I'm just going to back stitch. I'm trying to flatten it all out as I sew. Oh, you know what? I ran out of bobbin actually before it even started. Can you believe it? No worries. I have a fresh bobbin ready to go. I didn't notice that when I finished what I was doing before. I have so many bobbins that are half full or less than half full that I have really started to try and use them up because it drives me crazy. There we go. All right. Okay. I have stuff in my way, guys. You know how that drives me nuts, too. All right. This is not a hard method at all. It just depends on the materials that you're using, how easy or tedious it becomes. Now, I've got a bunch of extra zipper tape here. Let's just trim that off. We don't want that in our binding. I saw that, Nancy. I haven't tried it yet, but I saw that. That was Janice. That's a great idea, except I'm not sure I pay that close attention. Do you guys? I think it's a great idea, and I think I will try it. All right. Now, grab your other zipper pocket lining, and we're going to just clip those all together all the way around. Let me use some other clips. And don't be worried if when you add the zipper to this nylon, it tends to shrink it a little bit. So if your pieces don't match, don't fret it, whatever. It'll all be good. It's a fairly good sized pocket. So you got plenty of pocket. Okay, sip of coffee. How about that? Hi, Mary. Yep, the bobbin. Well, actually, I won. I started sewing, but it didn't have any bobbins, so I was good, and it wasn't very visible. All right, now let's turn this up, and we'll start here at the top, and we'll sew all the way around. All four sides. I oiled my machine this morning, so I can see some little tiny spatters of oil. Almost done. Perfect. All right, now you have a fully lined zipper pocket. Now, I am going to trim it just a little so it looks like here. So it is, for the most part, it stays out of my binding. Let me get ready to bind the bag. This side isn't quite as close. Okay, good enough. Now, if I wanted to, I could go iron this, but I think once we get it in there, it'll be okay. That's what I'm going to say. Yep. Barb 1, Bob and O. It really is a tie. All right, let me see what's next here. I got that, I got that. Okay, so now take the front that you completed and this piece, and we're going to put those together. And just baste them together. Now my top is just a little bit taller, and that's just because of the difference in zippers. So don't fret that. It'll all be good in the end. It's not much, just a little bit. About 1/8 of an inch or so. Yeah, this lining is stunning. You guys, I have so many lining fabrics that I have banned myself from buying any other liner text or any other lining. I have bins and bins and bins full of lining. I don't know how that happened. Lori, don't say anything. So these are wrong sides together. We're just doing 1/8 of an inch all the way around. I have to tell you something funny. You know, I get all kinds of emails on sales for all the leather online stores. Tandy, Rocky Mountain Leather, District Leathers, Springfield Leather. And I went and looked. I probably buy most of my leather from Rocky Mountain Leather online. Probably. And I went on there because they were having a sale. Again, end of year sale, you know. Very enticing. So I went and looked, and I had like a ridiculous amount in my cart. And Tony looked at me and he said, "What are you doing?" I said, "Oh, I'm just looking at leather." He goes, "Isn't that your cart?" And I said, "Yes." I'm just going to trim this. Barely 1/8 of an inch. And he said, "Didn't we just reorganize all your leather and you said you have enough leather to last a lifetime?" And I said, "Well," I said, "yes. What's your point?" And, whoops. Sorry, hold on. There we go. "What's your point?" And I looked over at him and I just kind of went, "Oh, okay." He didn't even have to say anything. I quickly closed my browser and said, "Okay, yeah, you're right. I don't need any more leather." I think he was about to take me by the hand and take me into my storage room where all my leather is. Yeah. So, I know. Hi, Sabrina. All right, let's see what's next. So you could do some quilting here if you want. I am not going to do that today. It would be very cute if you did. So now we're going to do our strap connectors, our side strap connectors. Let me get all my pieces together. I probably do have enough leather to last a lifetime. But, you know, there's always somebody coming out with something new and pretty. Something new and pretty, as they say. Where's Lori? I can't believe she hasn't... Oh, there she says, "No more leather." No, no more leather. Not doing it. Nope. Can't do it. Nope. Nope. I just don't need it. I don't need it. Would I like it? You betcha. I would. All right, so now we're going to fold these. I did make a 1/2 inch line here and just put some double-sided tape and folded that down. We're going to put this wrong sides together. And we're going to add our little D-ring, which I already made, right in there as tight to this corner as we can get it. And then we're going to sew all the way around that. Oh. And I'm going to do that on both of these. But Barb, your plans are to make kits with leather. Yes. Thank you for that, Nancy. I still have enough leather to last a lifetime. But thank you for that. Nancy's always looking out for me. Appreciate it. Oops, here's a clip. All right, so now, see how tight that is? That's what you want. It's pretty tight in there. And we're going to sew all the way around. I'm going to start on this raw edge over here because it won't be seen and I can back stitch. And then we're going to sew all the way around. Make sure your D-ring doesn't move around on you. Stay put. Go slow, fairly thick there. Perfect. Perfect. You need to find, trotting along, Colleen, a room to add a skiver. Yes, you do. Let me just look at something. My bobbin and my top stitch both look really good. I just want to make sure, yeah, that I do the top stitch. I prefer my top stitch. It's the prettiest. So. My friend Terry just got a skiver. I bet she's over there doing some skiving today. Let me get a piece of leather to put behind here. There we go. There we go. All right. Look what I found, you guys, when I was doing some cleaning and straightening. I found a rainbow snip. This happens to be from Fabric Therapy. Very sharp. I love it. Okay. Now, what's next? We're going to add that to the back piece. Let me find my back piece. And I've already marked where the bottom of this goes. Right there. And we're just going to base that in place on both sides. I need to go check on the puppies. Tony is, he's replacing, Tony is the most handy man. He's replacing the screens on a couple of our windows that have just gotten really thin and not much use. So, I should probably go look at them real quick. Okay, now I think I'm going to add a rivet there on those D-rings. Let me see. I think I'll add one of my wide rivets. How about that? Because my friend Lori now sells the dies for these rivets. You guys, it works great. Just saying. It works absolutely perfectly. Let me mark here. Right there. Are you out of them yet, Lori, or are they in transit? What's the status of the dies? Because I think you sold out, didn't you? And I'm just putting it through the strap connector, not through obviously the rest of it. They are shipped and on the way. Okay, good. It's better than They sit nicer if you have a die to put them in with. Than my old pounding tool. Okay. Oh, Tony came in. I don't need to check on the dogs. He's checking. Okay. All right, let me step aside down here, and I'm going in the closet, guys, where my little cam snap is. Oh my gosh, that's just such a game changer. Rather than pounding and making a bunch of noise. So those look perfect. Can you see those? I love it. Thank you, Lori. I bought mine from her. She didn't give it to me for free. We support each other. Okay, next step. We're going to do the top strap connector. So let's set these to a side. Do I need to put the back on here? Oh, no, not yet. Okay. Not yet. Where's my top strap connector? Okay. They do work. They work perfectly, actually. You guys, funny story. Not really funny. I was doing something. Oh, I was putting my little bandage on. It's not a big scratch, but it's a little tiny bit open. So I put some poly on and covered it up. And when I was cutting this elastic stuff, I dropped the scissors on my toe. Straight down. So I have a little punctured toe. Bled like a stuck pig. One pretty sight. So I have a little Band-Aid on my foot, and it's driving me crazy. My toe, my second toe, it's driving me absolutely crazy. Because it's a foreign object on my toe. I don't like it. All right, so we're going to put our little top square ring connector on the top here, centered, and I'm going to baste it in place. Just like that. Centered. As good as I can. So I have a wound here. That's from the dogs. But all my other ones have healed up, so I feel pretty good about that. And then I have a little wound on my toe. It's constant. It's constant around here. Now we're going to sew 3 sides of this and leave the bottom open to turn it through. Yeah, have you ever tried getting a Band-Aid on your toe? It's not an easy thing to do. So it's kind of haphazardly on there. It wasn't even a sewing related accident. It's disturbing. What's my seam allowance here? Okay. 3/8 of an inch. Not that a sewing related accident would make it any better, but you know, it might. Now, I am going to trim this, all my corners, as good as I can and as close as I can. This Kaya is not thin vinyl. It's actually pretty stout. So that's what I did. I just trimmed those. And we'll turn it right side out. And I will put another rivet there. I do, Donna. I just had a pedicure. Was it yesterday? Yeah, I just had a pedicure yesterday. I never bring those things home, though. Well, I take that back. One time I did, and I left them in the car, and Tony found them, and he said, "What is this?" I said, "It's how they separate my toes from my pedicure," and he threw it on the ground. He said, "Ew." I'm like, it's my toes, for heaven's sakes. It's not a stranger's toes. He was kidding. Okay, now I'm going to top stitch this. So let's roll it out. What does Lori say? Yeah. Oh. Oh. And then we'll put a rivet right there. Oh, did you see that? Oh my gosh. Runaway. Runaway machine. Okay, we're only going to top stitch the sides in the top. We're going to leave this open. Oh, we don't need to, I guess. It's just going to be sewn in. I have a little goo on my needle. I need to get that. Yeah, I'm just going to close this off. Uh-oh, I heard the puppies. You hear them barking? Uh-oh. Let me go see. Hold please. It is noon, so Tony's getting ready to feed them, and they just get so excited, you guys. They can't help themselves. They're like little children. Snacks. They're getting a big snack. All right, we're going to put a rivet right here in the center. And I'm going to try and stay with my wide rivets just for consistency. Gunmetal wide rivets. Looks good. All right, I'm going to press that real quick. That works so good, Lori. You did good finding those. It really does look nice. Can you see how good that looks? Perfect. It's just perfect. All right, let's see what's next here. All right, get our back piece. What did I do with it? Here it is. And I did mark my center on this. Can you believe it? We're going to add, let me find the center of this piece though. Yes, they are teenagers now. You guys are not even 4 months old. No. All right, somebody needs to do some math, Nancy. They were born on, oh my gosh, when were they born? Hold please, let me look. They were born on the 14th of August, I want to say. Let me see. I think it was the 14th of August. Would that make them, that would make them 4 months old. No, would that make them 5 months old? On January 14th, they'll be 5 months. Is anyone's sound going in and out? Is your sound going in and out? Oh, yeah. It was Rosie. Yeah. 4.5 months. Yeah. Yeah, it was Rosie. Her diarrhea is completely gone. Thank goodness. Yeah, totally gone. She's 100% better. I'm just going to baste my drop connector on here. Is it sound? No? Okay. Yeah, I can't believe they're only 4.5 months old. All right, so that's what you have. It may be because I went and did the press, and it's in the closet, so my sound was probably lower than, yeah, that's probably why. All right, that looks so good. I'm very happy with that. Now let's do our inside pocket, slip pocket. And we're just going to put those right sides together. You know, we've got them in a really pretty serious routine. They get up about 5 every morning, sometimes a few minutes before, sometimes a few minutes after, but they wake us up. We put them to bed 9:30, 10 o'clock, so they're sleeping about 7 hours. And we get them up, we let them out, they do their little pee business, and then they come in and they eat. And then we let them out and they do their number 2 business. I know, it's very exciting, isn't it? And then actually, they go back to sleep. Let me see what my seam allowance is here. Okay. Then they go back to sleep for a couple of hours. Their bellies are full. We don't put them back in their kennel, but they go to sleep for about 2.5 hours. It's a beautiful thing. And then, I mean, they're up, you know, in and out, and take a nap in the morning. They're nappers like their mom and dad. At least their mom. Probably not their dad. I'm going to use my pinking shears. And then they eat about 11:30, 12. Same routine. They take an afternoon nap. We play hard with them. We've gotten in the, started letting them out in the backyard off leash. It's a beautiful thing as far as I'm concerned. We only do it if the kids, our neighbor kids, aren't out, because if our neighbor kids are out, they go crazy. The dogs, not the kids. They just love the sound of little voices. So, and then, you know, it's the same routine. And then we feed them their last time. What is that shelf between the flatbed? This is an IKEA shelf. It's the best thing since sliced bread, you guys. And how much was it, Lori? Lori maybe can link it for us. I have one on each machine. I have one here. I have one on the cylinder arm, and I have one on the Skyline. They're perfect. I think they were $20, if I remember correctly. Something like that. Not expensive, but they hold, there's 2 shelves, and they hold a lot. This one, I have my oil, I have my screwdrivers, I have all my clips on it. Very handy, and it just screws on. Done, she says. Oh, they were $29? Oh. Lori made me buy them. She made me do it. She did. It's her fault. All right, now I am just going to base the top closed. You have one on every table too. I know. Then we're going to add our little pocket trim, which I just did the crocodile. Fold that over and we'll top stitch that in place. Cut off the excess. So I have an IKEA, which is really dangerous, about 20 minutes from me. We like actually, Tony and I like going over there and just browsing because there's so much good stuff there. When you see, when I do my new tour of my sewing and my cutting space, you'll see I bought a ton of IKEA stuff. You know, it's very reasonably priced. And for a sewing organization, it's perfect. You know, it really is. What can I say? That's what I say. All right, so there's that. That looks really good. Let's grab my lining piece. What's the family price? That's the family price. What does that mean? I don't know what the family price means. Hi, Dawn. But you can join the family for free. Start the car. Oh, you guys, I love it. All right, I didn't mark my centers here either. Give me an F. Didn't do it. All right, and then we're going to lay this. Where does this go? Okay. She tells you a certain distance from the top. Center. And I'm just going to eyeball it, and I'm going to use my little Sew Tight magnets. Oh, these are so strong, you guys. I love them. All right, let's do this. 1, 2, 3, 3.5 inches from the top. I don't think it's any big secret. And I'm just going to eyeball it. Centered. Perfect. And we're going to sew all the way around. Not all the way around. Obviously leave the top open. Speedy Gonzalez here. Okay. Just a real simple slip pocket, which actually comes in handy in a bag like this, really. You can put your, if you have a small wallet, you can put that in there. Container stores having a big sale too. Just FYI. I don't need anything, but I wish I did. All right, there's that. Now we're going to put this together at the back. And just baste them together. And then we're going to do our zipper placket and our bottom gusset. We're getting close, guys. So a lot of times over Christmas, we do some binge watching on Netflix or Prime or whatever we find. We found this, and we like ones that have seasons. We started watching, it's called Homeland on Netflix. It's really good. It's a little bit violent, so if you don't like violent, I know my friend Lori doesn't like violent things. So she probably didn't like it, but it's really good. So we've been doing a little binge watching. We're only halfway through it. Okay. That looks good. Let's base that all the way around. And last night we were up really late watching it. We kept saying to each other, just one more. Just one more. We really watch a variety of things. I think we're gonna do next we're going to watch John Adams. We got the DVDs for John Adams a while back, and we haven't watched it yet. I love that kind of stuff. I probably like that more than I like something like Homeland that has a lot of violence in it. But John Adams is a really good series. If you haven't seen it, you should. It's very good. There's some historical facts in there. You guys, I hate to tell you, but this ripped right here. I can't leave that. I'm going to have to redo that. Oh, that's really unfortunate. But this vinyl ripped. It was when I was having, I bet it was because I struggled getting it over that hump. I can't leave that. No. I'm going to have to go cut a new piece. I'll show you. You wouldn't leave it either. That's too bad. I just noticed that this one's fine. I'll show you what happened. I used my leather, but I think I got it too late, and it already had caused the damage. Bummer. It's all fixable. But I gotta, well, let me see what I can do here to save my D-ring piece and not have to do that one again too. Good thing I saw it now. I would have been really sick if I'd gotten all done and saw that at the very end. So, it did it here too, which doesn't matter. But let me pull you down so you can see it closer. See that right there? You can see the other side of the vinyl. I can't have it. No, we're not going to have that. Ooh, I may have to do another D-ring piece because that rivet is there. Yeah, I'll just do another. It's really not going to take that long. Let me just cut it off. That's too bad. And it actually tore there too. You see that? All right. Entertain yourselves. Dawn. Hi, Jeannie. Dawn, Lori, Teresa, Nancy. Entertain the guests for just a minute while I go cut a new little piece. I can't have that. It would look awful. Let me go cut a new piece and a D-ring connector. Okay. Yeah, you know, you got to be careful depending on the vinyl that you're using. When you are getting close to a piece of hardware, it'll ruin it. It rarely happens to me, I will say, but it did. Today, of course. It's all fixable. All right, let me get all my tools out of the way here. Hold, please. I should have eaten some breakfast. All right, let's do this D-ring connector. All right. D-ring. All right, and then my strap connector, my side strap connector. Fold that down again. You know, I wonder if that's why she's not selling this anymore, because it does tend to do that. I wonder. I rarely have that happen, but it, you know, it does happen. This is way too long. I made this second one way too long. Okay, I'm just folding that in. I'm just repeating that whole process that we did earlier. All right, let me get all my stuff out of the way, guys. I can't function with so much stuff in my way. All right, so I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to come up this way. My foot has a little narrower side here. Let's see if that helps me. Yeah. Better. Let's make sure, though, when we get it done. Perfect. That one's perfect. Okay. All right, let's clean this up and put it back on here. Man, am I glad I caught that. That would have been very disturbing for me. Let me just go do my, let me do my rivet here before I even put it on. Let me see if I can use my hand punch here for this. Let's see. Perfect. Oh, I was going to tell you guys, I got this, I think you can get them on Temu. I don't shop on Temu, but I got mine on Made on Jupiter when she was having a sale. I'll show it to you here. Let me go punch this real quick. I sharpened my hole punch. And you saw how easy that punched that hole. I sharpened all of these with this thing. I know I'm gonna be a little bit of an enabler, so I sharpened all of these with this thing. Oh my gosh, you guys, it's a game changer. So you put that in there and you just twist it. And it sharpens the inside. And that you can't do the outside with this, but you can do the inside. And it works beautifully. I'm telling you, it's not a cheap tool, but it's cheaper than rebuying a bunch of hole punches. And I do it for all these punches too. And it works perfectly. This one you can get all the way inside and sharpen the outside. Oh my gosh, it's a game changer. Sorry, I just had to do a moment of enabling there. Just for you guys. Let me see, where's my mark? Oh dear. I think it's right there. Does that look even? Let me see. Yep, okay. I was actually surprised how well it worked. I was about ready to send it back because it wasn't cheap, even on sale. I don't remember how much it was, but it wasn't cheap on sale. And I thought, And then I tried it on a few different things, and oh my goodness, it works perfect. All right. Okay, we fixed that fiasco. Well worth the moments it took to fix that. Let me have a sip of coffee. Sabrina, I don't know the name of the tool. I bet one of my admins can find it. It's enabler moment, I know. I got mine made on Jupiter. So if you go look on Made on Jupiter and look for maybe a sharpener or something like that. Oh, they have them on Amazon? Oh, there you go. This didn't catch right here, so I'm going to fix that. All right, now we can move on. Somebody will find it. There you go, Nancy. Oh, it's on Temu. Yeah. I don't know how much is it on Temu. I can't see the price there. All right, we're going to sadly have to throw that away. That's okay. Let's do our zipper gusset next. Let me grab my long zipper, and I'm going to put some double-sided tape here. I'm going to try and get away without changing my foot. I may not be able to, but we'll see. It's $17. Oh my gosh, that's like half of what I paid. It's worth it. If you use things to punch holes that need to be sharpened, it's worth it. I know, enabler. I should go get my t-shirt on. All right, right side's down. And we're going to add 2 zipper pulls here. But I'm going to add them after I get this sewn. $25 on Amazon. Okay. Yeah. Do you have one, Lori? You need to get one, Lori. Just saying. Let's see if Barbie can get her tape off her, paper off her tape. There we go. lining right side down. Sandwich our little zipper in there. All right, and let's do our, I'm going to do it from this side so I can get a little closer. Without changing my foot. All right. $19.99. Oh, really? At Rocky Mountain Leather Supply? You're kidding. Oh. Well, I think I paid about 30 bucks for it. I've had it a while. I'm not frozen. No, Kathy. Just do a refresh, Kathy. I don't believe I'm frozen, am I, guys? Mary just bought one for $20 with tax and shipping. That's not bad. You guys, it's so worth it. I was actually surprised. I was ready to send it back. And I tried it on a couple things. And then tried the punch to make the hole. And I'm like, oh my. It saves you from rebuying things, you know. All of our stuff is just, it's just not cheap, you know. I just, anything that you can do. All right, let's sew this all the way around. I'm going to start on the raw edge. Here we go. And top stitch next to the zipper. Go a little bit slower. Lori, did you get one? Yes, Lori, get one. You need it. I'll call Rudy and say, Lori needs this. He probably won't even answer my phone call. He'll probably say, Lori, Barb, the enabler, is calling me. Tell her not to call me. All right, let's add our zipper pulls. 2 of them. And I only have one. So I gotta go get another one. Sorry, hold on. All the fun. Okay. Let's add our zipper pulls. You're working on it. Checking your sources. Okay. You guys, I tried putting on my zipper pulls just manually this morning. And I know it takes practice, but I thought, you know, this takes me so long to do by hand when it's so easy to use my zipper jig. Why? Why would I struggle? You should, Lori. See if they're available. All right, now what's next? What's next? Here we go. All right, where's my main gusset? Right side down. Now, my main gusset is a little bit bigger, and that just happens. It just happens. I don't really know that it's anything that went wrong, but we will fix it once we get this sewn together. And then my lining piece, right side down. Lori loves tools. Sabrina, you know her pretty well. She does love tools. All right, what am I sewing this together with? 13/3. All right, here we go. I'll play back up here so you can see me laugh at Lori. I should say laughing with Lori. We don't laugh at our friends. Okay, maybe we do. All right. Let's put our lining on the other side and our exterior on the other side. Willpower just went out the window. I know it. You guys, I'm telling you. You know, most of the time I will say things are really optional. And this is optional, obviously. But the money it will save in the long run is worth it. So if I don't have to buy another hole punch because it's dull, it makes a huge difference. All right, now we'll turn this. Let me trim my zipper tape on both ends. Hi, Linda's Trendy Threads. And then on this side, without the zipper tape, I am going to trim it at an angle. And then up here where the zipper tape is, I'm just going to trim both sides. I'm not trimming my zipper tape. Don't trim the zipper tape. And then I'm going to burn everything here. So just like that on both sides. Just reducing the bulk a little bit. Lori, are you looking? You're looking to see if you can get them? I did think about wearing my Enabler t-shirt today. I did do it, but I thought about it. All right, let's turn this right side out, wrong sides together, and I'll show you how you even up those sides that are just a little bigger than they, for some reason. And then we'll top stitch and baste it all the way around. All right, so here, let me put you down here so you can see. Trouble is the shipping cost. You already ordered it? You're kidding. Oh my. So see right here, I have extra. So I'm just going to ease that in. I'm not going to cut the whole gusset any smaller. So we're just going to ease that so it's even there with our zipper gusset. And one side I have to do it a little more than the other. So just like that. I just eased it in right there. Some people might say to, you know, trim the entire gusset. I don't want to do that. I want my gusset as big as I can get it, you know. All right, let's top stitch. And oops, I better clip these. And just baste it all the way around. Okay, I'm going to do it, I'll do it this way. 1/8 of an inch, basting, and then top stitching. Oh, almost sewed my clip. A little Speedy Gonzales today, aren't I? Okay. Now we're almost ready to put it together. Beautiful thing. Oh, you know what? I was going to look and see if I have matching, oh, I do. I have matching fold over elastic. It's a beautiful thing. All right, let's find our centers. Just going to clip these together and clip our centers. How many did you order, Lori? So now down here, we're not going to clip we're just going to mark our zipper tape. We're not going to clip our zipper tape. There is a lot of noise outside. I don't know what is going on out there. I feel like I'm missing out. What's going on? You know? All the kids in the neighborhood are off. Well, today's Saturday, but they're off this week and next week. So, all right, let me see. All right, let's do it. We're going to do the front first. And I'm going to start with the zipper goes on the front. So let's turn this wrong side out. And the zipper goes centered on the top. So let's clip it. All our straight edges. Thank you, Kathy. My little Bucky shirt. Oh, you guys, we have some exciting news near us here. It may not be for you, but it is for us. Uh-oh. Oh, there's my center. Oh, Tony's out there talking to the neighbors. That's what it is. We have a brand new Walmart within 5 minutes of us. I know that may not be a big deal for some, but that's where we do most of our grocery shopping. Now, I marked for my Gusset. Did I lose my mark? Let me see. I did. Let me get my pattern piece. Hold on. I have to remark it. A brand new Walmart. I mean, 5 minutes from us. The closest one right now is probably 20 minutes. So it's a huge win. Mark that. And they have a gas station, so we do get our gas either there or at Sam's. Oh, that mark is still there. Okay, good. So we're pretty excited. It's opening in a couple weeks. We buy almost all of our groceries. Not all. I shouldn't say that. Sometimes we do go to Publix to get groceries, but I'd say the majority of the time we get them at Walmart. It's not always cheaper. I will say that sometimes Walmart is not cheaper. Our toiletries we get at Walmart. You know, we're retired. I'd rather spend my money on leather than... Am I getting this on here right? Yeah, okay. Then on groceries. Dog food we get at Walmart. Yeah. Where do I buy my meats? We don't buy meats at Walmart. So we don't buy everything at Walmart. We have a meat market here that we buy most of our meat from. Sometimes we get it at Sam's. Like for New Year's, we're gonna, I don't know where we're gonna buy it yet, but we're gonna get some crab legs for New Year's. That's what we usually have for New Year's Eve. Just talking about it makes me hungry. So we do buy most of our meat there. Sometimes we'll get hamburger at Walmart. But our meat market has all meat hot dogs, which I love their hot dogs. Love their hot dogs. We actually bought some hot dogs. Where's my camera? We actually bought hot dogs at Walmart. They were 2 for $1. We bit into them and we started eating them and we couldn't eat them. They were so awful. We ended up throwing them away. Now, I don't know if we got a bad batch, but they were bad. I was craving hot dogs, and he was going to the grocery store. I said, will you pick up some hot dogs? I have to have a hot dog for lunch. And we didn't want to go to the meat market. They were terrible. Our meat market here is, it's fairly small, but it is, I mean, it is always busy. They have all kinds of stuff. They have actually barbecue sauce. They have Kansas City Masterpiece, which I love. Barbecue sauce. And they have, oh, what's the barbecue sauce Tony loves? It's another Kansas City barbecue sauce. But they have that too. So we buy our barbecue sauce there. Oh man, it just left me. What is the name of the barbecue sauce? That's awful. Alright, so we don't clip our zipper tape. It fits pretty good. So just ease it in there. If you put your gusset where she has on the pattern, it should fit, actually fits perfectly without doing too much stretching. Zipper tape stretches a little, so, but I would never recommend you snip your zipper tape because it'll fray. And then it just won't last over time and you'll be very sad. We do actually, honestly, have a, it's called Detweiler's Farmer's Market. We do go down there once in a while. It's about 30 minutes. They have excellent produce and they have really good meat too. All right, let's sew this on. What's my seam allowance? Let me see. It's a pretty good seam allowance. Okay. I do a 1/4 inch though. I think she calls for a little bigger seam allowance, but that's okay. We'll do a 1/4 inch. A little bigger than a 1/4. Probably a fat 1/4. How about that? Talking about it, it's making me hungry for a hot dog. Although we have a ton of leftovers, so I think I'll just have leftovers from Christmas and yesterday. Yeah, we can hardly wait for our Walmart to open. It's right across from where I get my nails done, too. So I can just go by there on my way home. Oops. That went off track there just a little. Hold on. Let me get my zipper pull out of the way. There we go. I didn't change my foot. I probably should have. It would be easier if I did, but okay, we will make it work. Let's go slow on this zipper part. We do go to Aldi's sometimes too. We have several Aldi's here. You have to be pretty picky at Aldi's, I think, myself. Okay. slow around your corners. Go slow around your corners, and then what does my machine do? It speeds up. It's like, ha ha. My machine says, ha ha, Barbie. You said go slow, and I said, no way. Okay, I'm talking to my machine. That's weird. Okay, sorry. Guys, I can be so weird sometimes. You can too, I know it. Okay, I'm going to get my zipper pulled up and out of the way here. Might help if I don't fight myself there. Oh, goodness gracious. Okay. I'm going to have to go back over that up there. I can see it already. Okay. Weird is your favorite language, Dawn. Okay, yeah, you see this right here? Can you see that? It kind of got weird on me. So we're going to fix that right now. It was when I was struggling to get my zipper pull out of the way. There we go. That's better. All right, let's turn it and make sure we don't have any basting stitches showing, and then we'll do the binding on this side. Oh my. That looks good. There's no puckers. Let's make sure it zips pretty good. Perfect. Oh my. Okay. There's a little foo-foo there in my zipper teeth. There we go. Got it. Okay, there we go. Can you see it? That looks good. All right, let's start wrong side out, and we will bind this side. Hey guys, if you would do me a favor and go and click the thumbs up. It does make a huge difference for us YouTubers. All right, let me even this up. Let me even up my seam here on the bottom corners especially. This all looks pretty good up here. Okay. Thumbs up is right next to my, to the right of my name, Jeannie's Designs. I appreciate it. All right, I am just going to clip this on, and then we're going to, you know, I've got the zipper. I think I'm just going to clip it all the way around. I'm not going to do my BJ thing. Not this time. Sometimes it's a little more challenging when you have a zipper to go around. I know a lot of people don't like binding, and a lot of people don't like binding around a zipper even more. It can be challenging. You just really have to take your time and be careful that you're not getting your binding caught in your zipper, so that your zipper has a hard time opening and closing. What time is it getting to be? 1 o'clock? I knew it would take me 2.5 hours. I figured it would. So we're at about 2.5 hours. But for a bag, I didn't really do much prep. So for a bag from beginning to end, it's pretty good. That's what I say. I'm getting very hungry though. Okay. Then I'm going to cut this, and I'm just going to do a fold over. Oh, I dropped it on the floor. Oh, please, on my elastic fell on the floor. Okay. Use as many clips as you think you need. I'd rather use too many than not enough and have things slide all over the place. Yeah, I'm not a big fan of it either, I will admit. So this is the first time I'm making this bag, so what I will probably do if I choose to make it again is find a way to add a piece of fabric, a gusset, around the zipper so I don't have to do this. Okay, let's do it. I mean, even something as small as a ½ inch around the gusset side of where the zipper is makes all the difference. Alright, I'm trying to start here, down here. Let's start right there. What did you say? That is what you do? Yeah. Yeah, they want to put on the floor. All right, now I'm getting to my zipper, so I'm just going to go fairly slow. Make sure I'm staying away from my zipper teeth. And I'm going to open that zipper. There we go. Get that out of the way. And just go slow. The retro sling is one of those that I have done the binding right next to the zipper, and I've never had an issue with it. I don't know why that would be. Sometimes I do, and sometimes I don't, but I've never had one of the retro sling have an issue. So, I own it. Now here it's pretty close. Yeah. I think we're okay here. Let me zip my zip just a little there. Okay. The other side will be a piece of cake. Okay, now I'm getting close down here. I'm going to fold over my elastic. So I don't have any raw edges showing. Just like that. Doesn't have to be anything fancy. Oh, I missed it. I can see it. I already missed it, but that's okay. We'll fix it on the other side. I got it everywhere else except for right here. You can see I kind of missed that, so we will fix it. I could tell I was missing it. I knew it immediately. Not a big deal. Otherwise, it's perfect. Okay. Let's clean that up a little bit, and then we'll do our other side, and we will be done. Oh, we have to do our strap. Yeah, it's going to be an hour, 2.5 hours. All right. Let's test our zipper just to be on the safe side before we do anything else. Let's see. It looks good. Yeah. Perfect. All right, that's perfect. Yay. All right, let's add the back. Clip it. And we'll sew it. Find our gusset measurement, our notch right there. This is a very cute bag. I think I said yesterday when I did the cutting out video live that I was going to do one either in, it's going to be leather. But I'm either going to do a black and white leather or I'm going to do several shades of blue leather because I have a lot of blue leather for some reason. Oh, the puppies are... Let me cut my corners here. Ruby was in here this morning and she got so excited to be in Mommy's sewing room. She peed a tiny bit. Very tiny. I mean like a teaspoon. I said, oh, Ruby, you pee-peed. They're out in the hallway. Maybe I'll see if he'll let them come in real quick. Hey, Tony. It'll be hard to see him on either of these cameras, though. You could probably see him on this one. Tony? I don't think he can hear me. Hey, Tony? Can they come in for just a second? Come here, girls! Come see Mom! Come see Mom! Say hi! Hi, puppy! No pee, no pee. I know, it's very exciting. Here they are. Can you see them? Oh, there they go. Okay, you better go outside. I don't know if you could see them, but there's no good camera angle to see on the floor, which is probably a good thing. I don't know. Did you see them? They're so cute, you guys. They are just the precious. At nighttime when we're watching TV, one of them is in my lap. Yeah, they're precious. Very precious. You couldn't see them. I'm sorry. When I do the tour, I'll have the camera moving around, so I'll be able to see them. Murphy just came running. He wanted to see the puppies. Oh. Murphy is a cutie patootie as well. You saw them? You guys, I know everybody loves their dogs, but I mean, we waited a while to get these puppies after we lost Jackie. And, love them. We absolutely love them. He's out there playing with them. Oops, my foot broke. Can you hear him? They do love our toes. It's the weirdest thing. They absolutely love our toes. When I go back out there, I'm going to have to take that Band-Aid off because they'll think that is something really special. Teresa's dog's name is Murphy. Oops, where'd my clip go? And he is, what kind of dog is he, Teresa? He is very cute. What kind of dog is he? Let me see if I can see your comment. Your mini dachshund is asleep on your lap right now. Oh. He's a what? Oh, he's a cutie. See how much easier this side is? He's a Heinz 57 Terrier mix. Oh, okay. He is so cute, Teresa. He's black and white and gray, isn't he? He's adorable. Oh, I just was thinking, oh my gosh, I forgot to put my strap on, but it's afterwards. I thought, oh dear, I panicked there for just a brief second. See how much easier this side is? Okay, let's do our binding. Trim our seams just a little. Make it even. That's all we're really doing here. For your binding tape. Fold over elastic. Okay. A blue heeler, Australian cattle dog. Oh my gosh, I've never heard of one of those. Huh. Okay, I'm going to do my binding. You guys, I'm starving all of a sudden. It's a good thing we're almost done. Oops, oh my gosh, I've broken like 3 clips today. I am going to have green bean casserole, leftover green bean casserole, leftover macaroni and cheese, a small little piece of ham. Not a big ham person. That's going to be my lunch. Not that you really care what I'm having for lunch, but I'm thinking about it while I'm clipping. You know, when I lived in Kansas City, on Christmas Eve, I would have, we'd have my entire family over, and we'd have Chinese food. And I would make all the Chinese food. Egg rolls, crab rangoon, the whole 9 yards. When my nieces were growing up, they loved it. And they would usually, when they were young, they would usually come over early and we would do Christmas cookies. You know, you have those fun traditions. Chinese food. I make a mean egg roll. The kitchen is a total disaster when I cook Chinese food. Because, you know, you fry it. It's a mess. Okay, I got some of that left over. That's good. All right, let's do it. Let's start over here. very quiet. I'm paying attention. I don't want to miss my binding. I have a bad feeling though that I missed some of it, so we'll see. We have to go over it again. We have to. It's not the end of the world. All right, let me fold this over. Get rid of my threads. All right, let's see how we did. Knock on wood. I hope that I got it. We'll see. Oh, I missed just a tiny bit up here. I could tell that I missed that up there. So we'll just get that. I actually got it, but it's barely got. So let's just go over that real quick here. Perfect. Got it. All right. Let me burn those threads. That actually looks pretty good. All right. Yeah, looks good. All right, let's turn it right side out. Oh, there's a thread. Let's grab that. Okay, let me change it up here. It has a fairly wide opening, so I don't think it's going to be too hard to turn. Famous last words. Not bad. Let's poke out our little corners. Oh my gosh, that looks really good. How's this side? Oh, that looks good. Oh, there is the tiniest little pucker there. Barely even noticeable. And then up here. Yay. All right. Oh my. That is really cute. It's actually a decent size sling. Isn't that cute? Oh my gosh, I love it. All right, let me get the strap together. All right, where's my strap? Here it is. I do have a mega accordion ready to sew up, but I had run out of time today, so we won't do it. All right, so I did put a little piece on here and it came loose. How about that? Just a little piece of vinyl. And let's put this up and over. Yeah. our swivel, or slider, I should say. And I'm going to sew that on just 2 rows. I'm not going to do a box. I'm just going to do 2 rows of stitching. And I'm going to decrease my stitch length to 3.5. And 1 more row right here. Okay. You could put some rivets here. I might later. In between those stitching. Burn those little baby threads. Okay. Perfect. Okay, let's add our slider, or swivel, I should say, up and through our slider. Make sure nothing's twisted. The gunmetal with this pink. Very pretty. All right, I need another piece. I'm going to use another piece of my crock vinyl for the other end. So I don't have a raw edge. And I don't have to fold it over. I don't want to have to do that. Okay. Perfect. Let's grab our back piece. Oops. I'm knocking things all over here. All right, so here's our swivel. That's going to attach to one of the D-rings down here. And then our other raw edge. Oops, I need to put some tape here. Oh, please. Let's put a couple of pieces of tape. And then we'll sew that on. Okay, make sure nothing's twisted, so the top of my slider is on top, and I'm just going to put it through my square ring and fold that over just like that, and clip that, and then we'll sew that on. Just like that. Beautiful. And again, I'm just going to do 2 rows of stitching. I think I will add a rivet or 2. Just for decoration, probably more than anything. Pull our thread and do another row right here. Try and get your rows as straight as you can because they will be visible. Somebody said I do that a lot. I guess I do. Sometimes I'm aware of it and sometimes I'm not. Perfect. Now I have a tiny bit hangover of that vinyl right here. I'm just going to trim that off. Barely any. All right, let's burn those little threads. On both sides. Perfect. All right. We are done. This webbing, I'm going to have to go make sure where I got it. I think I got it at Inda Love Creations when she was having a big sale. There you go, guys. It's a good size. Here, I have a water bottle. Let's see if that fits in here. I believe it does. Oh, gosh. With room to spare. Look at that. And you have your zipper pocket right here, which is nice. It zips perfectly, if I can get a hold of my zipper pull. Isn't that pretty? And you have a little zipper pocket here, which is really good size. And then on the inside, you have a big slip pocket right here. It is, she calls it an intermediate. It probably is just because of all the zippers, but honestly, anybody could do it. You just have to take your time. Look at my husband just brought me a cup of coffee. Thank you, honey. I'm almost done. Oh, I needed that too. He is a gem and a half. Look at that. A nice fresh cup of coffee. 2.5 hours in. What time is it? 2.5 hours in. Cheers. Hot cup of coffee. Okay. So here it is. The Trio Sling by Kandou. You guys, this is absolutely adorable. So here's what I'm thinking. When I do my leather one, I think I'm going to add an inch. Dawn says, hi, Tony. I'm going to add an inch here. So I'm going to make it 1.25 inches, I think. So I'll have to do a little math to determine how much I need to add to my bottom gusset. You don't need to change the front or the back, but you would have to increase your bottom gusset. Probably, because I cut that little bit off, I think I'd increase the bottom gusset by 1 inch. Let me think. I'll have to think about it. Yeah, so that I don't have any leather next to my zipper. That's the only thing I'm thinking. Isn't that cute, though? It's not a bad size gusset. Look at that. You could add a slip pocket back in the back here. I'll look and see. Did anybody see where this came from? This webbing? I think it's from either Zipper Valley or Inda Love Creation. It's gorgeous. And it's very nice weight. The Trio Sling by Kandou. Go get the pattern. This one will be for sale on my website. It's perfect in every way. I love it. Gunmetal hardware I sell on my website. I really like this. So I think I'll do a recorded version of a leather one. I know, I'm just admiring it because it's so pretty. All right. It could, Nancy. It could make it look like wide piping. All right. Thanks, guys, for being here. I appreciate you. Be sure you click the thumbs up. It's right to the right of Jeannie's designs. Click the thumbs up. I really appreciate it. It makes a big difference. I'll see you soon. I'll maybe do a live. Lori and I need to plan a live next week sometime. I don't know what we're going to make, but we'll make something good, or maybe we'll just sew. All right. Thanks for being here. I appreciate you guys. What? Nancy says, wait. 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 Cup holder. Cup holder. Cup holder. What's a cup holder? You mind my cup holder over here? Oh, this cup holder info? I don't know. It was gifted to me. You're talking about this right here? Right here? This was gifted to me. I think she got it on Amazon. This cup holder was given to me by someone, one of you guys. It's from Amazon. I'm pretty sure she got it on Amazon. Yeah, it was from Amazon. It's great, too. It's perfect. It doesn't fit every cup. Like, I'm not sure it would fit this one. Let's see. Yeah, it does. Barely. They need to be kind of slim, but I love it. It's perfect right there. Okay. Thanks, Nancy. The cup holder is from Amazon. I think if you do a table cup holder, it probably will come up. It's very secure too. It just screws on. Doesn't go anywhere.